Yo, what's going on, y'all? I'm Cavell Anderson, and we're back with another VeVe and Ecomi video. In this one, we're going to be going over this video from David Yu. He's going to be explaining some stuff that's going to be happening in the VeVeVerse. I know that there was some things, what's been trending around the community isn't necessarily bullish. It wasn't the bullish things. It was the things that we're more so concerned about because it sounded kind of crazy. But I do want to continue listening and hearing some of the things that are exciting and some of the things that could be good and some of the things that could be actually bullish. So as you know here, it's like it's no bullshit. We're gonna keep it fair. We're gonna keep it right down the middle. If something's good, we're gonna talk about how good it is. If something sounds questionable, we're gonna mention that as well. You have so many people in this community, fake influencers out here trying to pretend like everything is perfect. Everything isn't always perfect, but everything isn't always horrible either. So let's see what this is. Let's see some opinions and thoughts on this, y'all. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications. And if you actually want real valuable VeVe and Ecomi like news, information, and perspectives, you know where you need to be, man. Like that's what it is. All right, let's see what's up though.
I do want to reward the master collectors. We couldn't do that in New York because otherwise we will probably need a football stadium. I looked at the invite list. I did get the team to run down how many master collectors. It was crazy. You know, it's in the thousands, many thousands. So we couldn't do that for New York unless we have the Yankee Stadium or some football stadium. When we first pitched the licensors, one of our slides was basically a superhero, like a physical toy that you could detach and swap the arms and hands and the accessory with it, like you do with your physical toy. And then we, in a way, we want to do that. So in the near future, we'll definitely look into that. That's our dream anyway, because it really brings what we thought a physical collectors will want to do. They will want to swap the heads or the helmets or the capes. So definitely. This one was a very unique one because we couldn't physically keep the first 40. It was impossible because otherwise the secret rare 1 in 50, there'd be only 1 in 10 in the market, right? That's number one if we're keeping every variant. Number two is, to be very fair, we were not involved on the inserting of the certificate, the redemption code, okay? And obviously, so they mix it up. So even if your box says 1800 or number one, it doesn't mean you're actually going to get that number meant to go with it. And they are physically mixed up from people who probably don't even know what VeVe is somewhere in Vietnam, according to where the box came from. They wouldn't even know what a secret rare is. So it was fairly easy that how the description of this method worked. Therefore, I was very eager to try to see if I could bring back number one, which is something that originally me and Dan promised that I will keep number one. But in this case, we couldn't have one of the most rare collectible. It is 1 in 50. And if you get number 1 in 50 out of the 3,000, it's a very, very rare. In fact, it could be one of the most rare collectible that we put out there, not counting the James Bond movie physical ticket, 1 in 7. And maybe the Aston Martin, one of the Aston Martin, I believe, with the special number plate was a very rare as well. Obviously.
See, so this is why, like, regardless of what it looks like, this is why I cling to the fact that VeVe is incompetent. Now, I know that sounded bad. That's a horrible start. You know it's me. I got to start off sounding crazy. I got to clickbait my sentence. But the truth here is that the way that he looks at these things and values these things and the way that he wants to hold certain pieces because they're super important, you can tell that this is passion. This is love behind what he's doing. I think that they're really just they're not delivering things and stuff like that because real stuff is coming up. They keep running into problems. They keep running into issues. Unexpected stuff is happening. But the way that they approach communication, it's like they can't just talk to you like in a barbershop, you know, like y'all like, yo, you ain't even got hell. What you talking about barbershop talk? But no, you know how like in a barbershop, you can just talk to people and just really communicate, like just really just shoot the shit with people, and it's just fun. Like even over some beers, just drinking and stuff like that, just talking to people. I don't drink either. That's crazy. But like literally, you know how you can just genuinely talk to somebody like person to person, They have nobody in the community doing that. You have all these people with rods up their ass. Those are the only YouTubers that they associate with, the ones with rods up their ass. You can't just, nobody in the VeVe company can just be like, yo, we fucked up with this. We're thinking we could do that. Turns out we can't really do that how we thought we could do it. And it's gonna take a little bit of time. We don't even know how much time it's gonna take right now, but we're working really hard to find it out. Like, we're gonna figure this out and we're gonna get it to you. That's still the plan, that's still the intention. They can't say stuff like, yo, as far as the OMI token use, I don't know if if we can really do what we intended to do, because we were so uneducated when we said that, and now we're getting educated, and man, we might not be able to use it how we thought we'd be able to use it. But we're definitely not letting this go to waste. We are going to figure out a strong ass use case. Like, you can't, like, people respond to just real, bro. People respond well to just being real, and they have nobody in there being real. It's like people are just saying the most VeVe never promised anything. They don't have to tell us anything. Like, this is the morons you get out here talking, and don't nobody want to hear that shit. It's like, you got people who won't publicly support me, who really support me. They like, anytime I'm on somebody's ass, they, oh, Veil back at it, get them. Like, it's like, people don't want to get attacked by the cult for supporting me, but a lot of people support me. And that's the problem. The problem is they just need someone really out here speaking it and telling it how it is. And they need to be willing to talk to the community. We're not morons. We know that shit happens in business. But the thing is, you'll make all these promises. You won't explain what's happening in business, why it didn't work out, what's going on. Like, but then when you hear this man talk about collectibles and talk about what the product and what they built and stuff, like, you hear the passion in his voice. You hear it. But then when it comes down to just explaining what the hell is going on, they come across so shady. That's the problem here. It's like a mix at this point. And I really think that it just comes down to the communication. Like, they don't communicate well. They can't just sit here and be like, yo, we fucked up. We thought we could do something. We can't do it. And we figuring out something else. We got to pivot. How hard is that, bro? You don't got a bunch of idiots in this community. You got people where if you keep sitting here stringing people along for 3 years, you're going to be called a scam, because that's scamming people. All you got to do is tell people what's going on, bro. Just tell people what's going on. You don't even need all the details. Oh, we're taking this step. Here's 1 through 5 steps. Like, no, you don't need to do all that. You don't need to reveal your whole master plan. Just say some unexpected happened, but we're still working and we're still trying to work to get to the same place. We're just taking a different route to get there. That's all everybody want to know. That's all everybody want to know. And then you got the clowns, the VeVe fanboys out here who's over leveraged, out here saying that, oh, we don't need to know that at all. Just have faith that that's going to happen. Like, what, bro? Crazy. Anyway.
The first iteration, what we are releasing in the VeVeVerse is your home. So there are limitations of what you could do in your home or what you could purchase and so on. At the very start is really pouring all those assets that you already own into your home and display. And the utility part to what you're saying is, once we open up that barrier, you can walk outside your home and you can start going into shops or start going to different markets.
See, I didn't see this in the clip, because now he just confirmed that you'll be able to, like, first off, he said the first iteration. Like, I only saw that one clip, keep that in mind. But now I heard first iteration in here. Then I heard once they open up that barrier, you can walk out into shops. If there's shops, that means something has to be bought. But the things being bought, that leads to the next question. The things being bought, are they going to be able to be bought with OMI? And I think that he may be going into that. I think I skimmed through and heard a part of him talking about the difficulties and the complexities of using a token as well. So, yeah, let's keep listening.
What could you do? We're definitely looking at these options for sure. We are very careful based on the regulatory requirement to treat tokens or native tokens or all sorts of tokens. Are they being treated as security if we were to accept it, and the laws around in each region before we just open up the wall, the gate? You know what means.
So they're being super careful. They don't want to integrate. They don't want to start accepting payments in OMI before they know if that's going to be a risk based on the regulation. That's not established yet. But the thing is, regulation could take so long. Realistically, what's the biggest fine you could get? Because the thing is, if you start putting in, like, I believe this. And maybe I'm just ignorant and uneducated on it. Let me know in the comment section down below. If they make a mistake about some, like with the OMI token, isn't there just gonna be like a big fine or something? Like they're not just gonna shut everything down, are they? Because there was no regulation. How can you punish a company to that extent when there was no regulation, literally, when they did something? Or there was no clarity around it. So wouldn't it just end up being a fine? I feel like if you start implementing the OMI token and you have these use cases, you let people trade it, you let people wager it and do all these things and stuff like that, I feel like you're going to make more money because that is going to rebuild trust with your user base. Now people are going to share it with their friends. You're going to see the token value going up. You're going to see all this stuff happening. And by the time the fine comes, you would have made enough money to pay whatever the fine is going to be. Like you would have made more than enough money because you will have a strong user base who's crazy about VeVe again. Now everybody's uncertain. They're like, oh, when is regulations even going to come? Like we don't even know that. Isn't that years and years away? So you mean to tell me that the token is just going to be up in the air for even more years? Come on now, like at some point you gotta, this is business. You gotta go for it, bro. Like you gotta go for it. I think they playing it too safe. They playing it way too safe. So that's my opinion on it. Personally, I feel like they just playing it a little bit too safe. Unless it's some serious, huge repercussions and consequences. And I mean, like any story. Somebody like me would be clickbaiting. Like if something did happen where something came down on VeVe, somebody like me would probably be clickbaiting. Oh, Disney partner VeVe gets destroyed by lawsuit. Is Disney a big scam? Like those are the type of titles that your boy would come up with. But I mean, so it could cause a shitstorm for the licensors if VeVe gets caught up in some mess with crypto. And then this could send a message to those licensors where it's like, yo, this is why we didn't want anything to do with NFTs in the first place, because of this. This is why we didn't want anything to do with that crypto in the first place, for this reason. Like, look at these headlines, look at these titles. Now we're being seen as a scam. This could be impacting our business. Like, I could see how that would scare away some licensors. So maybe it's like this weird middle ground. But then again, if that's how they're thinking, this is what I say, it goes back to communication. Because if you're thinking like that, none of us finna be mad at you. None of us finna be mad at you if you're thinking like that, where it's like, should they really be risking this IP like that? It's easy for these other companies to accomplish things super fast because they ain't got no IP to risk. But should we be taking these chances with some of the biggest IP in human history? And it's like the community would come together like, should they take that chance? And we would probably come to the same conclusion that, nah, it's probably stupid to take that chance with Disney, ain't it? Probably dumb to do that, right? I agree. We probably should hold off on the token for a little bit, and let's just let's stick to let's let them build. Let's let them keep, like, that's all you need. The community would probably draw the same conclusions if it's something like that. But if it's nothing like that at all, if it's reasonably understandable stuff, people would understand it. And I think that they don't give the community enough credit. Or it could be a scam like everybody thinks. I mean, I don't know these days, and that's the problem. We shouldn't be in a gray area where we don't know if you all are genuine or not. I mean, I see the passion and the love in your eyes and face and stuff like that when you talk about collecting, but it's just like, are y'all really just at a place where y'all stuck and don't know what's going on? Or are y'all on some shady stuff? Then we got under the counter deals and stuff like that going on. What are people supposed to think? You're leaving people's minds to go crazy and just run.
Me and Dan don't want to see is this become an advertising platform for companies to take advantage of. And the branding side, what we really wanted to do is create a collectible app where people come as fandoms. And going back to earlier answer, the vertical that we really see a bigger market on is obviously comic collecting's here. It's pretty big. Then you got toy groups, and then you got music, and then you got sports. These verticals are big enough for us to chew on for a while before we start thinking, do we sell a billboards to a multinational to advertise something? I also would never want to.
See, and I think that could be a flaw in how you're looking at it as well, because he doesn't want the advertisers and stuff like that in just yet. And it's kind of like a Facebook, back in Facebook day, where we don't even know what Facebook is. Like, and that's what Mark Zuckerberg's approach was, where he didn't know what Facebook was. But I think that things have changed with crypto, because your token needs a use case. People need to be able to make money in the VeVeVerse, and advertisers' money coming in allows for the users to potentially make money off of the VeVeVerse. And in a different way where VeVe could pay, like if people want advertising and you're walking in a certain skin across the VeVeVerse and you pay a user for wearing that skin, walking around and stuff, like if people can make money and stuff like that, it attracts more collectors there. It attracts more collectors, and then people are earning more money that they can now spend on things within the VeVe ecosystem. So if you can get on the VeVe platform and your only objective is to sit here and make some money, but then now you're making so much money from VeVe, you can now put that money back into VeVe and buy things. And bro, that is exactly what, like you wanna sit here and just have a whole bunch of collectibles on the platform that's not really valuable, nobody can do anything with, it's just gonna sit there, you're just gonna have the love of collecting, that's quid. That's quid. What's the point of having NFTs? What's the point of having an OMI token? That's just quid. And you saw how that ended for quid. We thought that this was going to be something different than quid. So I get the hesitance with certain things because this is complex situations that no company has been put in before. No company has been in a position where you have the biggest brands in the world and now you got to figure out how to fit it in this NFT cryptocurrency space. No one has been here before. So I don't know the answer. You don't know that. No one knows the answers. But is playing it safe really the answer? I mean, maybe playing it safe is, but I don't know. Like I think risk, it's risk involved in taking that leap in a new business. And crypto moves fast. Tech moves fast. It's like, I don't know, man. Let me know what you all think on that.
And knock on wood, we'll never see it, is that I don't want to be in my VeVe vault and 20 seconds later I'm watching advertising or short about something. That's not why we create this. It's the content from the user.
So there's different ways to do ad placement as well. Why not have billboards in the VeVeVerse where it's just a billboard up there? It's not something that takes away from the user experience at all. It's something that you just walk past and you walk outside of your house, you look on a billboard and an ad is just running. An ad is just running. You walk out, then you see a Nike ad right there on the billboard. Then, oh, did you know you can also buy Miles Morales with these Nikes on his feet? And then you show, you can, bro, come on now. It's different ways to advertise. You don't have to do like, don't think in the YouTube terms of things. Like this is Web3. They start thinking Web3. Like I want to walk out my house, look up, see a billboard, or it's look up, see a skyscraper and a whole little like the little Times Square thing. I want to see like a whole animated ad on the side of a building, bro. Like this is the level that I want VeVe to be playing at. Like, so it doesn't completely ruin the experience, but it still gets the ad in front of the people that it needs to be in front of. Because what you can tell to the advertisers, to whoever pays for ad space within the VeVeVerse is that, yo, this many people walk past that ad in our metaverse. So you're getting the impressions that you wanted. Boom. You can see how many people stopped around the ad in the vicinity of the ad who watched it. You can see all that, bro. If you got an interact button where you can interact with that ad, boom, there you go. Like simple things. These solves these problems.
Generated content is to share that fandom and that love and that spread out. And
so you can balance it, and then you're gonna bring more people who loves the fandom, more people who loves the experience, and the people who can just make money. Like you're cater. You can literally cater to everyone in this space. That's what was genius about the way VeVe was presented, is that you could literally cater to everyone. Like you literally had turned so many of us into lovers of these things, and then it's like they were born for too long. We were not genuine, true me personally, I was never a genuine, true collector. So it got too boring after a while for me. It got too boring, too stagnant. Nothing was happening. No reason to hold these things. It's like, that's what it was. That's what it became. It became a point where it's like, this, like, what's going on? Where's this going? I would rather start my own business and figure my own self out and figure my own stuff out than to depend on this because this is looking weird. It's like, so it's, y'all get what I'm saying, bro?
In a way, other social media platform has picked it up. So some of your content or what you put through when you go live, YouTube's are selling ads around you. Twitter or X is putting ads around those things, your followers to see, and they're already monetizing it. So VeVe is not really designed to do that. So part of the VeVeVerse going back is we are working on, and this might answer some of the earlier question I didn't really go too much in depth, is that there will be, we aim to have a creative economy. Okay, so the creative economy is basically understanding, once you have become a verified user in VeVeVerse, once you become a verified merchant in VeVeVerse, you've done your KYC, you could actually set up your own store. And if your store is about streaming, people can join you and you could be earning certain things, credits or monetize or crypto, depending on regulatory by that time. And if you were a 3D designer, you want to design digital clouds or digital mountains for people to plot around their land or their home, they feel can do so and monetize it. We really believe that the creative economy is what's going to drive VeVe to mass scale. And the reason being is they will create their own audience. You will be talking about why I should be buying these digital grass because it's going to.
Sounds like Second Life. Second Life was doing this 10 years ago. And that's what's tough with VeVe. Second Life was doing this 10 years ago. So you're just trying to figure out how to do this. Second Life has been doing this. If you don't know what Second Life is, do your homework on Second Life. It's still popular today. It's still cracking today. And that's not going to be enough. That's not going to be enough. I mean, with these brands and IP, the only people making money in that situation is going to be designers and stuff like that, 3D artists and all that. What about the average consumer? This technology allows for the average person to make a little bit of money. Like maybe not quit, everybody's not quitting their jobs, but bro, if you could just walk around the metaverse and get paid from advertisers, like if you don't need the advertiser money, put it all back into the community. Just being able to walk around, if you wear a certain skin, or you hold a certain NFT and you walk around with a skin that's associated with that NFT, you earn a certain amount of dollars just for walking around the VeVeVerse and looking at ads. Boom. Boom. Now the average user can walk around, get a little bit of money, and buy something off some of the creatives in the space. It's just everybody's, it's a lot of money, man. A lot of money to be made for everybody.
Grow better and greener than the grass that VeVe produce, with a licensed brand attached to it. So the creator economy, I believe, is going to suck a lot of people who could potentially find this as a part-time job to earn them extra income. And streaming is certainly one of them. About the peer-to-peer, how do we switch it back on? Obviously, there could be a verify to do it. Both uses KYC, and there could be a fee involved. And that fee could be paid possibly, with points, OUP, OMI, could be gems, anything. So that has been in the discussion, that how and when we will want to turn that back on. To think about a lot of what we do.
I want less things paid with gems and more things paid with OMI. That's the point of OMI. And in Sandbox, like I saw somebody make this point, I forgot who it was, but in Sandbox, people are buying things and paying with the sand currency. And in Second Life, they have their own currency. You're buying things and you're paying in that currency. It's like VeVe is the only one out here with a token that they don't want to use. Like, stop being that scared of regulations, man. I mean, you should be scared of it, but come on now. All these other companies is out here doing stuff. You have the most potential and you scared to pull the trigger on it, bro. You're just gonna have to eat that fine. If it's only a fine, you gotta eat that. I ain't never had $1 million business, so you might not want to listen to me. But yo, that's what I say. Listen, I come from nothing, bro. Like, if it's gonna be a little fine, you might have to hold that one. Like, especially if the risk versus reward is there. I would assume that that's what you would do. And I know on a smaller scale in business, that's what you do. Like, I don't know at that level, but I would assume so. You got more money to play with. Like, what's the biggest fine that you could potentially get? Put that money to the side, boom. Let's make some money. Let's get the community excited. Like, what do you mean?
Is not just me make the decision.
Right.
Our legal comes in and they go, if we did do that, we need clarification from certain jurisdiction legal experts. It's just unfortunate that the industry we're in, just being fully watched, and we just don't want to, we're testing new things and we don't want to break any laws or regulations out there until they get more clear. And I'm sure they are.
You can't break a law and regulation that's not clear in the first place. So the most that they could hit you with, I would assume the most that they can hit you with is a fine. They can't say it like you're breaking an established law. It's not an established law. So the most you could probably be get hit with is fines, bro. And I think that potentially could be worth the risk because now y'all out here looking crazy like potential scammers, and it might just be that y'all soft.
I mean, even crypto on its own right is getting more and requesting. We're seeing multinational VC firms are requesting government support and lean on clarifications and things.
All right, y'all. So let me know what you all think in the comment section down below. It seems to me like from hearing this clip, it seems that they're just scared. They're scared to pull the trigger on things that they should have been pulled the trigger on. And I'm no lawyer. I don't know what's going on with a lot of these laws and regulations and stuff like that. But I do know that sometimes you gotta jump out and take a chance, bro. You gotta take a chance. If it's not something that can completely crush and cripple the company, you gotta take that chance. So let me know what you all think. Let me know how you all feel. You agree with me, or you think something different, or you can educate me a little bit on the stuff that I don't know and understand. Let me know in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop that thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, and I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace out, fam.